he's a big fan of Whitesnake.
Big fan of Whitesnake. That's what she said. It's pretty good.
Good.
I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. Michael Scott would have liked it.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Chris Baxter Show. We're going to be moving on with the NFC games for last weekend. 49ers Saints. What a game. Someone calling it one of the best postseason games. I think it certainly is in recent memory. Last 4 minutes, 4 touchdowns were scored. Alex Smith really steps up. And the Saints lose. They put Vernon Davis in man coverage for those last 2 drives, and it killed them. Absolutely. I mean, they started out with the prevent, but with the little dump passes to Frank Gore, they went right back to the actually it was kind of a mix of a man and zone, but I was surprised. They were blitzing heavy the first 3 quarters and containing it, and then they seemed to drop off and really opened up an opportunity for Alex Smith, and he cashed in. So I don't think I'm making any excuses for Alex Smith, but I'm just questioning, I guess, the Saints' game plan there in the last 2 minutes. But what a game! What a game! Costly turnovers by the Saints in the first half, and actually the 49ers didn't cash in on them. This game could have been blown out of the water by halftime, but there were some miscommunications, and then in the third quarter, a couple gadget plays that I was questioning. But, you know, the 49ers get a huge win. I think this validates Jim Harbaugh. It validates Alex Smith. And a lot of those players in the 49ers roster had never won a playoff game before. And Justin Smith.
Man.
Justin
Smith,
my God, he's a scary man. Every time he... Did you see when he sacked Breeze, when he had like a guy on him and then just...
Yeah.
He's awesome. Probably my favorite 49ers defender, but maybe Patrick Willis or Carlos Rogers. I don't know. They're all really good. It's a very good defense. But the Giants and the Packers, you know, obviously we know that game went. It's going to be the Giants and the 49ers this week, and I think it's going to be a really big defensive battle. But, you know, we're going with the Saints offseason. Greg Williams is going to be following Jeff Fisher to the Rams. So that means there's going to be a new defense with the Saints. There's been talks of Spagnuolo possibly going there. I don't know. To me, it's not so much necessarily about the play callers, but I just think the talent. You know, the year they won the Super Bowl, they won off of turnovers. Very similar to Green Bay's defense last year. And Green Bay's defense throughout the season, that bend not break but get turnovers mold. Except for this year, the Saints were unable to force those turnovers, and that really came back to bite them. And I think you can go back to Darren Sharper. The year they won the Super Bowl, Darren Sharper broke a record for wasn't it return yards off of interceptions?
I believe so.
Yes, it was. Anyway, they didn't have that this year, and when you got a guy like Drew Brees, who's throwing for 5,400 yards. The reason that is because their defense is giving up just as many, so, you know, he's forced to pass. And that's why those passing numbers get inflated so much nowadays. It's all garbage. Garbage. So it'll be interesting to see who the Saints bring in. I certainly hope that, you know, they can get...
Thank you, Chris, for enlightening us like that.
Cole pooped his pants just now. And it was terrible.
Pretty sure that was Andy.
Pretty sure it was not me.
It was Andy.
Chris. No lie, you crapped his pants.
No, I didn't.
I was wondering what's
Alright.
Okay, well...
Chris needs to change his pants.
No. Packers, Giants.
Good thing we don't have smell-o-vision.
Packers, Giants. As you were saying.
Giants win 37-20. Absolutely trounced Green Bay. They looked terrible.
It's kind of like a curb stomp.
Yeah.
I watched it, I'm just like...
Last week I predicted them to fall through the ice, and they certainly did at the frozen Lambeau Field. Although it was actually pretty decent weather. But that game wasn't even as close as the score showed. Honestly, the refs gave the Packers every opportunity to win that game, and they couldn't cash in. Drop passes, Aaron Rodgers missing wide open receivers, and I'll tell you what, Aaron Rodgers wanted to sit out that last game so Matt Flynn could play. Well, Matt Flynn, I can't talk, but Matt Flynn is going to get a huge paycheck when he signs as a free agent this offseason, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be sitting at home wishing he played. He hadn't played a game since Christmas night. and you're going to come in and try and play the New York Giants in a playoff game?
He looked rusty.
Arrogant is what it comes off to me. I remember reading a story. James Jones told his parents not to come to this playoff game because they could come the following week for the NFC title game. But yeah, playoff games are gifts. I mean, who does this team think they are? Jermichael Finley wants to be paid as the top tight end in the league. He can't catch anything that goes towards him. I can't talk anymore. Cole, any insight?
They can't catch. That's what lost them the game.
I'd say defense lost them the game.
Well, you can't put up points if you can't catch the ball.
That's true. I mean, a lot of people want to point fingers at the defense, but your Green Bay offense had 10 points, going into the second half. That's not going to get it done. And the other touchdown came in pretty much garbage time in the fourth quarter.
It was disappointing, to say the least.
But as far as defense goes, Charles Woodson's getting older. Are they going to move on without him? I doubt it. Chances are we're probably going to see him make a move to safety.
But especially if Nick Collins doesn't return.
And for his sake, he probably should. That's a scary injury to be messing around with.
One hit could kill him.
The same thing happened with Butler. He didn't come back from his neck injury either.
True.
Same number.
Same position.
Exactly.
So anyway, another thing I noticed in that game was Tramon Williams and Charles Woodson. They love to do this thing where they keep their eyes on the quarterback, and then Eli Manning isn't an idiot, so he'd be off-looking these defenders. So you see Charles Woodson, Tramon Williams go out, stop, and they're watching. In the meantime, Hakeem Nicks or Victor Cruz keep going down the field and cut in for 17, 18-yard completion. I don't know how many the passing plays of 17 or 18 yards there were in that game, but I bet you there were at least 5.
It looked too easy.
Damn easy. They're playing the turnover instead of playing good ball. And that comes from a team that has poor tackling and lives off the turnover. And when you get into the playoffs, those teams don't commit a lot of turnovers. You can beat up teams in the regular season like Oakland that have a lot of turnovers, but that's not happening with a team like Eli Manning and the Giants, and that's not going to happen with the San Francisco 49ers. And both those teams are in the championship game this week. Alex Smith, 5 interceptions all season.